The stock seat on the Royal Enfield Classic 650 looks great, but after a couple of hours in the saddle, your backside tells a different story.
Definitely, yes.
Today we're swapping out the Royal Enfield seats to the genuine Royal Enfield signature seats to see if they will upgrade long distance comfort on this bike or whether they're just an expensive look. So I have to thank Peter once again for appearing on the channel and letting us play with your Classic 650. Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So we've just changed the seats over. It wasn't that difficult, apart from the heat.
42 degrees today.
Yeah. So it wasn't that difficult to do. Surprisingly, the instructions from Royal Enfield don't work. So maybe a good reason we made the video today to show you how to do that. So you've got the rear seat as well.
Yes.
So again, this is another barcode that doesn't work, right? No, it's not. It's a QR code, right? A scanning QR code. It says, thank you for your purchase. For instructions, you can scan this code. It doesn't work. And the Royal Enfield website, instructions.com, do not work either.
Doesn't work, no.
To remove the pillion seat, it's just a simple case of removing the rear hex bolt, just one single bolt at the back, and then pulling the seat to the rear to unclip from the front. So that little screw goes through the back here. The other seat clips in underneath here. And to remove the main rider seat, it's just 2 bolts. I think it's 14mm socket that's required to remove these bolts. A bolt on one side and a nut on the other. And we're just going to protect our tank here, that lovely chrome tank. So there's no subframe on the new seat, but the subframe is here on the old seat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts to remove.
Give it a push and it lifts off.
1, 2, 3,
4,
1, 2, 3, 4,
5 clips.
Okay. On the bottom, they're looking exactly the same.
Exactly the same. Yeah.
Compare them side by side.
Yeah.
Because one's a little bit wider than the other, right?
Definitely. If you look at the two.
Yes. So this is the new one, the new signature seat. And it's definitely narrower at the front. Just about here, it's narrower, which means you should be able to get your legs straighter down.
That there, compared with that there.
Yep.
And also it's a little bit shallower when you compare the two.
What did you find wrong with the old seat?
It was comfortable for about 80 kilometres, 80 to 100 kilometres. Then after that, it really started to get quite painful on your coccyx.
Okay.
Right, to fit the clips, refit the clips, it's just a matter of repositioning and pushing them over that unit like that way.
The right way up.
The right way up, like that. So they just clip in there,
yep.
and it self-locates.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
So that's all 5 tab nut holders located. Now it's just a case of transferring the base plate, right?
And that took a couple of minutes to do that.
That's quite a heavy piece of kit there though, isn't it?
This base plate is really, really solid.
Yeah. It's just a shame it's not sprung loaded, you know. If they designed one that was sprung loaded, I think that would be...
And it wouldn't be hard to do it. They've got 2 metal hard plates here which are welded on, and if they could adjust that, modify that slightly with the spring unit on there to take the whole seat and to take this plate as well.
Where do you think that sits on here?
Those 2, let's have a look, would sit there, which is almost the ideal place to have a set of springs on here. But then you would have the problem with these locators, the 5 locators.
I was thinking this part sprung loaded, you know, on the front of the seat, so the actual seat could physically move up and down.
But if you had that there, you had to see, if you look at that, the way that's designed in there, where those two metal plates are is there and there. If they'd cut those out and put springs in there, and then went that straight onto the frame and had only one mounting unit
only one
rather
mounting.
than 2.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of modification, but
somebody's going to do it.
Somebody will do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe after this video they'll do it.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th one. The odd one we think goes on the front.
That's the front one. 6mm Allen key. Just put them in situ.
All done?
Yep. And that fits straight back into there.
So it's a floating seat that has no
float.
No float. Are they nylon threaded lock?
No, they're not.
They're not.
They're not.
The signature seat is also known as the touring seat. Part number for the main rider seat is KXA00306. For the pillion seat it's KXA00307. Prices vary around the world. In America you're looking at around $129 per seat. In UK around £85 per seat, and here in Thailand 2,400 baht per seat. Yeah, so you're definitely spoiling your Classic today.
Yes. It was a thing I needed to do. And do remember, in the box you get a new nut to fit in the bottom.
Oh, right.
That goes into there.
Okay.
Which has a corresponding nut.
This one has actually got a nut in it, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you remove it.
That's how you remove it.
It just hooks in at the front.
Yeah.
And screws in at the back. So that little screw goes through the back here. The other seat clips in underneath here. But I do like the look of that rack. As a rack it looks kind of nice.
Pushes forward.
Yeah. So I've seen a video on a different brand of bike where they found that a GoPro screw would fit.
Yeah.
With a wing nut on it.
Yeah.
And then it's just even more easy to remove. No need for an Allen key or anything. You just do it by hand with a wing nut. Quite a pricey item to change, especially in the UK by the sounds of things.
It's double the price of what it is in Thailand.
Yeah.
It's double the price, yeah.
So obviously what the viewers are going to be interested in is, does it make the bike more comfortable or not? So hopefully in the next few days you can come back to me after a little bit of riding and tell me how you find it.
Yeah, by all means.
We'll do an initial test in a minute, having you sit on the bike to see if it's that little bit of narrowness at the front actually lowers the bike for you or not.
Yeah.
But you've already lowered the bike with the lowering blocks on the back, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And because you've done that, that gave me the idea to try it out on my Meteor 650. So I've done the same, and it really does lower the bike.
It does.
Significantly.
It doesn't alter the handling.
No, it doesn't. No.
I think it improves the looks because you've taken that down. You've actually dropped the mudguard on the bike as well.
Yeah, that was my biggest hate, is seeing that air gap on the back of the 650.
Yeah.
The Classic 650 just didn't look right. Having it like that, it really does look right, and it makes it a lot more manageable for vertically challenged people like ourselves. Yeah.
There is a distinct difference.
Really? You notice it?
Because
I did notice your heel was off the ground before.
Yeah, it's not now. I've got both feet placed flat on there, and it feels narrower on the seat itself. Now, initial feel for the seat, it's a little bit firmer, but it's not too firm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel happier. I can push that back and forwards on that without any.
Because it's quite
thinking.
important for you as well, right? Because you did have a serious motorcycle accident in the past.
That's right, yeah.
You've got a few pins in your leg there.
Yeah.
So it's quite important for you to have that manageable for you. I'm just wondering if it's waterproof as well with those stitching lines.
Again, that's another thing we'll have to see. And as it's rainy season and I get caught out in the rain,
Yeah.
we'll probably know in the next couple of days.
So one thing I found is when I put dubbing in the stitchings, it did stop
Yeah.
the water penetration. Whether it's just cosmetic and they've got a plastic layer underneath that, probably.
Yeah.
But it definitely looks like
But
leather
that's,
stitching.
I feel more, I'm planted both feet straight on the ground,
Yeah.
and I'm not worried at all.
Good. Good.
Previously, I was slightly heels off the ground,
Yeah.
probably about 10 mil, like that. But now I'm flat-footed.
Actually, I know when I sat on your bike last time, I was slightly off the ground. So if you don't mind me having a go as
Yeah,
well.
by all means.
Yes, definitely lower. It's not lower until you put your man bits up close to the tank, which is what you have to do to flat foot the bike normally. And once you go there, it's definitely a narrower section. Your legs get a definitely more direct route down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can confirm that is 5 millimeters lower, I would say, just enough to make it flat footing.
Yeah.
So I always said I wouldn't buy the Classic 650 because it was too tall, and now it's not.
No.
You want to sell it?
Not at the moment, no. When they bring out 750, I'll be thinking about it.
Okay, I might take you up on that. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, and it's like you say, it's a firm seat. It's not spongy, it's not soft, but I think in long term and for vibrations and for sudden jolts, I think that's better.
Yeah.
I think you'll find that's better. But I look forward to your feedback in the next few days, and then I'll let the viewers know on the camera.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it looks really nice, Peter. It does look nice. It's firm, but from experience now, having a firm seat with Sahara seats from India on my Meteor 650, I do find the firmer seat much more comfortable for longer rides. I've done 8-hour rides without a break on my Meteor 650 to Mae Hong Son and back.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day after another, 8 hours there, 8 hours back, and it managed it. It really managed it. So it does look premium. It's a premium price, but it does look premium. I just hope there's dual foam in there. I do hope it's a dual foam. I do hope there's a little bit of gel.
From what I've seen from the specs on it, and having a talk to the people in Chiang Mai, they said it's a much better, and it is a dual seat with a gel in it as well. Control.
It is a different feel, Peter, yeah.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
I'm definitely flat-footing the bike, which is nice.
But just my initial impressions about this seat, definitely narrower at the front. I can definitely flat foot the bike even better, even though it's got lowering rods on it. It's made it lower again without lowering the bike itself. Got a more direct line with the feet, and even though the seat's firmer, it feels more comfortable. Obviously, it needs to be long tour tested, and we'll let Peter do that in the next couple of days. But it'll be interesting to see what he says now about his initial impressions as well.
Same bike, but different bike.
Yeah. It feels very similar, steering and dimensions wise, to my old Dragster
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it feels very, very similar to that. Because it's narrower here, it feels like you're more in control. Your knees are more into the tank.
Yep.
When I'm putting it into a corner, I'm gripping with my knees. Previously I wasn't gripping with my knees.
Okay.
Definitely doing it with that.
Okay. And a more direct line to the ground, I'm finding.
Yes, definitely.
So yeah, they do feel like a nice seat. So
Yeah.
if you can give us your long-term feedback in the next couple of days, and I'll feed that back on the video.
Will do, yeah.
If that's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's nothing new on the Classic 350, but I've not seen a video out there about this yet on the Classic 650. So maybe some of you have already fitted this. If you can give us some feedback, please, in the comments below, that would help others decide whether to purchase this or not. And I take it would be available from Hitchcock's in England as well.
I would expect so.
They seem to be the go-to for Royal Enfield parts more than Royal Enfield these days. They seem to be stocking more than Royal Enfield, so I'm sure that they would stock it there as well.
Yeah.
If I do find it on their website, I'll put a link here and in the video description for you to have a look at. Peter reached out to share his experience with the new seats, and the feedback is overwhelmingly positive. He reports that long distance comfort for both him and his wife as a pillion rider is much better than the stock seats, which is great because comfort is exactly what he bought these seats for. He's also just as happy with the fact that they give him a slightly lower seat height. That lowering effect has given him much more confidence. Looking closely at the design, it initially looked like some stitching might cause the seats to leak and hold water during heavy rain, but don't worry, this is where my dubbing tip comes in handy. Applying a bit of dubbing wax will easily seal those seams and keep the seats watertight. There's also been a bit of misconception about the actual inside of these seats. To be clear, there certainly isn't any gel inside of them. Instead, they utilise a dual density foam paired with Royal Enfield's proprietary 3D net matrix technology, which explains why they support your weight so well on those longer journeys. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, and until next time, ride safe.